phone. I got a new phone. It's not gonna overheat. Don't remember the password. Trying to rap real quick. Hold on, what's that password? Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah, I literally don't log into Facebook on my phone. It's kind of nuts. It's actually really refreshing too.
Oh yeah, because it gets because sometimes it's distracting.
Well, before it used to just drain my battery on my old ghetto phone, and then I just kind of got used to not having Facebook logged in. So it's like, I'm here, and we back. Well, I'm back. Hi guys. Went on a walk.
What up?
Got lost. Got lost for like a month. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure like how many tracks this EP is gonna be. Did you guys ever listen to the first one I sent you that I made with Mark Jordan?
Yeah.
Shit, no, I didn't.
Okay.
I'm sorry, homie.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm a jerk that way.
That shit was good.
You should.
You
It
should
was
feel
like
ashamed
my
of yourself.
first actual like front to back produced everything EP where, I'd never really done that before. So
Had a
it's
great
just to
flow
do
to
it in itself, even though I don't think the beats were all super primo, it was just kind of nice to accomplish something.
Mm.
So I think this next one, it's already sounding a little bit better actually. So
For Mark Jordan too?
No, this is for someone else in Toronto.
Nice.
Shout out Philly.
Nice.
That's his name.
Building them ranks.
Yeah, so apparently like him and Mark Jordan were hanging out, and then he heard a beat of mine from Mark Jordan, and he just reached out. And
Nice.
he's like, yo, and then he sent me a freestyle that he did on my beat, and I was
Oh,
like, all right,
shit.
cool. I was like, all right, we're working together.
That's pretty dope, man.
Yeah,
Very
he
dope.
sought me out, which is kind of cool.
That's always great.
That one beat I produced once upon a time. I would love
I didn't even remember it, I had to like dig to find it, and that's like one of the tracks on the EP. But there's this one track, it's called In My Shoes.
Yeah.
Yo, it's
Fire.
dope. It's pretty damn fire. We just did a pilot for it, like a reference. We just recorded like 30 minutes, did it one take just to have a reference.
Yeah.
And set aside some more studio time to work on that one because I think that could be a big one.
I love how you call the reference a pilot. Like you watched it.
Yeah.
That was great.
It is. That's true, eh?
Yeah, it's like, we just made a
I
pilot.
mean, technically, it is a pilot, It's
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Is that the term though? I thought it was a reference track or a demo track.
Well, pilot's
it's
now a thing
it's
too.
a reference track.
Pilot's now a thing.
Yeah.
I'd be down to call it a pilot.
I think we can use
Yeah.
that.
That's dope too, because if anything, it's just like, yo, this is the pilot, and then it's just like, because sometimes you shoot a pilot and then they rejig the pilot and it gets released.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. So I think Skinny knows. Whenever you make a track, it usually goes through like so many iterations that by the time you're done, it may not even be the original song or sound that you started out with.
Usually the
Yeah.
first one's the best one though.
Yeah.
I know.
That was
a
my-
lot of the time.
Like they don't understand. Like, listen, the feel and the mood and the emotion that you put into that first recording, you need to recapture that every time. And most of the
Yeah.
time they're not,
Exactly.
or the same word, they won't have the same oomph or like expression. And I'll have to literally coach these guys, be like, no, say it this way. They're like, what's wrong with the way I'm saying it? I'm like, because you're not saying this way at this time.
The emphasis.
Yeah,
Emphasis. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's one thing I need to get better at because I was super hands off with the last project.
Yeah.
But with this one, I really want to actually have more of a say in how he performs it.
So,
Because
yeah,
I
definitely.
think
Be the Dre. Be the Dr. Dre in the studio.
Have a way of the way they say it and everything. Like, yeah, it's to the point where like I'm not so much writing with Rodney, but like when he recites his verse to me, I'll be like, no, say it this way or cut this word out or this out, whatever, and then it just it works like
slow
that.
this down.
Yeah. Help them with their cadence and whatnot, and their flow, and produce.
That's about. I'd never want to write for someone because I'm not that good of a writer. So I'd never want to make you change your craft in that way.
Yeah.
But I think if you heard it the way I did, sometimes when you make something and then here, I'll say one thing. Whenever I make a beat, I almost never know what it's going to sound like in someone else's hands.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? And then they send it to you and you're like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Now all these ideas are coming to you, and then you just want to have so much input, but you also don't want to have too much because then you remove them from their creative journey, right? So there's a weird balance that you need to have in like inserting your own thoughts and also allowing them to express themselves freely.
Yeah, my problem is I'll hear a beat and I'll like what beat that I made, and I'll probably have a flow to it and like a way a hook would go, and then I send it to someone, they send it back, and I'm gonna say, yeah. And most of the time, and I'll be like, yeah, because I'm too used to what I had, and I'll still re-listen to it because it'll be like months before I hear anything. So I'll be like, yeah, love it, and then I'll grow to like their version.
I stopped doing that. I used to send them the actual what's it called, the wave or MP3 of the beat, and then I'll send them a vocal like what I think it should sound like.
Yeah.
And I feel like just them hearing me do it a certain way,
made them want to go way left.
Exactly. You know, so I just would rather them bring something to me first, and then if I don't really like it, I can kind of say, you know, my opinion on it.
So do you both of you often do demo tracks for people, like reference tracks? Because I didn't even know.
I've done it a handful of times. Yeah,
I usually don't.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't realize reference tracks were such a big thing. Like, I mean, I knew they happened, but like I didn't realize Frank Ocean's reference track for Thinking About was like the one that became famous because he actually wrote it for someone else. Yeah. Or like Sia's reference tracks for like a whole bunch of different artists, Rihanna, all of these artists out there. There's like reference tracks of her singing the songs. And I was like,
and they'll send it to the artist because they don't think that song would have that much power behind their voice, right? That's usually how it goes. But honestly, a lot of the times the people who actually are writers, not producers, but actual writers and performers, a lot of the times will do it better than the actual main artist will. They just don't have the push that the main artist does, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, Sia's super talented, and so is Frank Ocean. So that's
True. She was about to retire too when that first track that she did with not first track, but that David Guetta track dropped.
What do you mean retire?
I was
Chandeliers or something?
No, the one before Chandeliers, like this remix that Guetta was working on. So I was reading up on her because I keep telling people at work Sia's easily one of the best songwriters. At least I think so. And she's
at her hand in so many.
Oh, dude. And her Christmas album from last year is... Yeah. And yo, I'll tell you guys right now, this is from me as somebody that works in the music stuff, who's like a programmer and stuff. One of the most important things you can do is record a Christmas track. Not a cover, an original Christmas track. If you can sell that...
Really?
Yo, dude... Everyone wants Christmas music. Everyone wants new Christmas music. Okay. All the stores, everybody, because the songs are all the same, and it's always the same covers of songs. So every year we get requests for new Christmas music, and we're like, there is none. Like, no one releases new Christmas tracks. You have the same song sung by 5 people at Christmas time on a playlist. They all get mad. Then Sia last year drops this entire album of all new original Christmas songs. You know what's money she probably made on rotations? All the tracks were brand new. She wrote and composed all of them. So she gets the licensing, the composer, all of it. The only thing she probably didn't do was write the music. She probably wrote the music.
I didn't have a full-time job.
Yo, what? I'm telling you, the Christmas jingle business. That's why all these pop artists do Christmas albums. Justin Bieber and all this. Like, why are you doing a Christmas album? Well, because it's gonna go into rotation at Christmas time, and I'm gonna make all this bank off of the performing rights.
And all you need is one of them to be a super hit, like Mariah Carey. That's
there you go.
Never going away.
And it plays every year. Every year. Highest spun track. You can see it. I remember 2 years ago, I was looking at the Spotify like graph for when the track kicks back, and like November 26th or something crazy, it just spikes like crazy, and then it just stays high, and then it drops off. So every year she just gets a bump in the wallet, just a little change, a little sprinkle of something, like she needs it, but.
I think for me, she only came on my radar when I found out she wrote Diamonds for Rihanna.
Sia. Yes.
Sia wrote Diamonds?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was really when she came on my radar. And I'm sure she's been doing way more work before that. But that was like, when I became aware of her.
Unfortunately.
She's gone through a lot of crap in her life. I feel like that's another thing, too, is like, you kind of need more crap to happen to you for you to be that inspired. Like, her boyfriend died in a car accident. She has like grave disease, there's a bunch of stuff.
Well, that's what I was saying. She was about to retire initially. She wrote a track with David Guetta. He got Mary J. Blige to record she did the demo. Mary J. Blige recorded it. David Guetta was just like, I don't think I like it this way. Put her demo back on, and then released the song without telling her, with her demo on it. Just when she was telling him, I'm retiring from performing, I'm just going to be a composer now, a writer. So then the song blows up, and then everyone's just like, oh, well, we want Sia to start singing again. So next thing you know, she had a career all over again. That's why she used to cover her face.
And this was like towards her like late 30s.
Yeah.
What does she look like?
Yeah, you can find pictures of her now because she used to not cover her face.
She used to cover it.
Yeah.
She used to wear like a backwards wig before.
Yeah. And she would go on stage and sing with her back to the audience and still have sold out shows. How do you go to a show and you perform with your back to the audience and the audience does not even care? They're just like, I'm just seeing, I'm good. How crazy is that?
Because humans are weird, man.
I know. But I mean,
anyway, her art speaks for her more than her face does, I guess.
Yeah. True. And you said you're going to see Drake and Migos.
Yes.
Which I'm hearing is I'm not a big fan of Drake and Migos, like performance wise. Like I like the music, but I wouldn't pay to go see them.
I've seen Drake perform in his early days.
Yeah.
This is when did I see him? Because I've only seen him in Toronto.
Okay.
I won't go see Drake in Montreal. Going to see Drake in Montreal to me is a little bit corny because it's like everybody putting on their man's them accent for that one day.
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden everybody's from Toronto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I try to just like, okay, but it's like it came with Migos, so I'm just like
it's worth it. Yeah.
Let me go see Migos. So this is why we're going. I've never seen Drake, so yeah. But
we both listen to the podcast, Joe Budden Podcast.
Yeah.
But Mal and all of them are talking about, this is like a good show.
Yeah, so
like and then I looked it up and other people are saying like, no, this is actually a really, really solid performance. Like it's not just the songs, it's like a whole entertainment piece.
Well, I'm excited then because especially for just seeing Migos for the first time and actually like all their hits. Not their hits, but like their big songs and their old songs, and I feel like this is the time to see them, not like the second time around because
no,
you know what I mean. Like
I've never really been big on Migos. Still, I'm not honestly. If it wasn't for what's it called, Childish, like mentioning them at that award show, I'd still be like mad about them, and I still kind of am. Maybe one or two songs of theirs kind of like hit with me. But aside from that, I like Ray Shremmerd way more than I do.
Ray Shremmerd is consistently like just great music.
I can't stand Black Beatles, but all their other tracks.
Black Beatles, that is the one song I'll kind of miss. But like by chance,
and funny enough, that's the one song that hit the most commercially, right?
I know. I don't understand.
Bad and Bougie though, that really it's not okay. It's not that Bad and Bougie turned me towards Migos because I always kind of liked them. It's the fact that song is all Offset. Like, if it wasn't for Offset's verse...
It's not a good song?
I mean, it's a good... Like, obviously you have your usual Quavo, but Quavo was typically very lazy on this one. He was just like, he fell back. Offset came up with all that, and I was just like, okay, all right, and I know what you're talking about. Cool. And then it also kind of made me like Uzi Vert a bit.
Okay, yeah. Because he's featured,
Yeah, it made me like him a bit after that, and I was like, okay. Then right after that, I heard Uzi on a song called Raf with the like A$AP Rocky, Quavo, and like a bunch of those guys. Frank Ocean's on it twice rapping, and his verse on that it's like super fire, and it came out within like 2 weeks of each other. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm convinced. Like you can buy standards because I don't always put. I'm not gonna be like, oh, these rappers today, because listen, it's a different. So by today's standards, you're above par. To me, I like you.
I had that conversation just this week at work. One of the guys was asking me. He's just like he legit said, "What is wrong with rap right now? Like, why is Tekashi 6ix9ine like such an icon in hip hop right now? Why is Nicki bigging him up and going on tour with him? Why are people so into triple extension
Triple Extension.
And
XXXTentacion.
That's
but
it. Yeah.
It's because it's a whole. It's not. Why do people keep calling?
What?
Labeling it rap. Labeling it rap is my issue. There shouldn't be just one umbrella for all these different types of rap.
Of the lighter skin tone?
No.
Because often the brothers can usually tell what's up.
Yeah.
It's just different time, different rhyme.
Yeah. I mean, he was saying that. He's just like, I get that it's...
What happened? Like, why is
that? He's just wondering, like, what brand... Because, him and I were talking about hip-hop and stuff like that, and you know how I refer to hip-hop... I refer to any music as branches on a tree that just extend.
Yeah.
So, the branch that was... Yeah, like the branch that was like soul and funk that led to hip-hop samples, that led to the branch that then went to, West Coast gangster rap, and then that leads to those guys, and then you have the East Coast, and then you have the trap branch. And
here's the jar.
Yeah.
It was corporate America's hand.
Yeah.
The 90s, rock was still lots of cookies coming from rock and roll and dance music. They didn't care about us. Everybody was like, yeah, the struggle, yeah. And then early 2000s, a little bit of
good cookie.
Because rock's dying. We ain't got no more cookies from the rock side. So and dance music's kind of fading. So let's just, and now their hands fully
like the jars, like they like lock
it.
their hand in the jar and they're
like nobody else is
they
getting
can't
in.
get it
So
out.
that's what happened.
It's what they're pushing, man. It doesn't mean it's the best music. It's just what's being pushed down everybody's throats.
Is what's getting pushed. It's all the crockery and madness.
And I was explaining to my friend the pusher, because I did your whole thing about how the user and pusher generation. Yeah. And he was just like, oh man, I never thought about it, but I 100% understand what you mean. And I was like, yeah. Once he said it to me, I was just like, yeah, because you had Jay-Z and a whole generation of people talking about slanging rock on street corners, and knowing Noriega and Busta Rhymes talking about traveling down south and all that stuff, and then you have the next generation literally naming themselves like Lil Xan, and like
because that's all they're doing, and that's why it's hit. You want to know it's a bigger success because these kids are actually doing this and they identify with it. I don't know who the rapper is, but his chain says drug addict.
Probably
Lil Pump. Lil Pump, maybe.
Lil Pump, probably. Yeah. He has this track called is it Drug Addicts or Drugs?
I don't know.
He has a track with where Charlie Sheen's in the music video with him, and the whole track is about drug use.
Yeah, it's called Drug Addicts.
Okay, yeah.
That's so crazy. Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
and like facial tattoos all of a sudden are a thing.
Yeah,
for everyone now.
No, that's Lil Wayne who did that. Weezy F Baby did that.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
Like he definitely the kids, because these kids grew up. Wow.
That's true. All these kids look like
little
white versions
18,
of
19, 20. If you're 2023, you think 20, they grew up.
They grew up. They saw Lil Wayne made it big with Lollipop and stuff like that. Exactly. This is all the kids.
That's true.
Their classics is the Carter too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So like, they grew up with rappers with tattoos on their face, and
it's always been about clout and how weird you can be.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Heartbreak 808, someone was saying, is one of the other ones that's big in that generation.
808 and Heartbreak is
808 and Heartbreak. Sorry, yeah. Some people say
why is that?
I'm not sure.
For the sound, for the for what it stemmed, because that stemmed Kid Cudi, and then Kid Cudi is like, these kids, Jesus.
Yeah,
Cudi is big to these kids. I hate that motherfucker so
You don't
much.
like Cudi?
Fuck Cudi. Cudi. Cudi bothers me. Cudi's like, oh, I'm a rapper, and comes and sings Mr. Major. Stop it. I hate him. He's so foolish.
I see. No, he definitely had his moment.
He never rap a day in his life. Like, he just came out singing.
He lost himself.
I like him.
I like Wizard, his other project with
that's more him. That's like what Pink did. Don't come in here playing like you're an R&B singer, and then in your next album you're just gonna be pure rock.
Yeah,
Cudi.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
It bothered me, but I mean, to each their own.
He's
acquired taste.
You got to give him creative license on that.
Yeah,
that's just who he is. He just wants to make different kind of music, whatever comes to him. That's what his whole. He doesn't want to stay stuck in rap.
He was also really emotional from jump. Like second week he came out, he's like, "I'm done rapping," and like him and Wale got in this weird beef. And he was like, "Stop it, bro." Like,
he was always emotional. Like he was also a druggie.
When he admitted that, I'm like, that's what it was.
Well, he also he like severe depression, right?
Maybe one of his first tracks.
Yeah.
Listen to his whole first album. Dolo Dolo, like
Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah. Like I'm about to make a whole album about being depressed. Are y'all ready? Here we go. Yeah.
Soundtrack to my life. Listen to that song.
He also pioneered the whole wild depressed, I'ma take drugs type music. So XXXTentacion is the birth child. He's the carnage to Kid Cudi's Venom.
What a comparison!
I'm not down.
That is so fucking good.
And I'm sad.
He is the carnage to his. That is good.
Straight up, though.
That is good.
The Cudi birthed all these like, all of them. Wayne and Cudi. That's all the rap that we have now.
That is
Wayne
interesting.
That's very true.
Wayne and Cudi sprinkle
Kanye. Trace things back like we're talking about right now.
Yeah, the branches.
You can see where those branches come from.
Yeah, man.
And what they've evolved into is something that I'm still not used to. But I wouldn't put it down and say it's crap or it's not.
No, neither would I. It has its time.
It's different, and it doesn't. It's not what I like.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's different. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not what I like. And for me, as far as music, I don't actually like a lot of these kids. I have to look them up because I don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Like at all. I don't listen to radio.
I listen to it because
you work in music, so you actually have to listen to a lot of crap you probably don't like. Actually.
Yeah. No.
Both of you guys need to check Earth Gang.
Okay.
Check Earth.
Oh yeah, JID.
Yo, Earth Gang and JID and. Woo! Woo!
Oh,
You need to check Earth Gang.
You ever heard the track Meditate?
Yeah, that's the song. I just posted that the other day. Like, oh my gosh.
Dude.
JID.
Dude. So I have on my Spotify, I have a Discover Weekly.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's my go-to.
Okay.
Because I find a lot of gems, people you never hear of in there, and that's one of the first places I heard about.
They're signed to J. Cole. It's Atlanta rapping again. Like there's
they're on
Atlanta.
Dreamville?
Yeah, they're all on Dreamville, and they're all from
I just
Atlanta.
reviewed Bass's album. For,
okay. So
yeah,
they're saying is Boss.
Boss, sorry, yeah, Bossy, yeah.
And yeah, I think Earth Gang was with Boss when they were touring with Ab Soul for that show years ago.
In Montreal when we were there.
Yes.
Oh, you were there. I saw you,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
At the concert?
I think Earth Gang was there. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, dude. That was a pretty dope concert. Ab Soul killed that. Yeah, that was dope.
Wow. Yeah. Check out the review. It's on the Facebook. I'll share it on the Franklin Armstrong if you guys want to check it out. And then also just check out all these artists that talk. Yeah, yeah.
That's like super drug. Remember that at the concert, it took him like how long to come out because he was probably super drugged out.
Oh shit. Well, guys, Geektastic Cypher, we're back. It's always good to have Skinny back in the studio.
That was fantastic Cypher for a minute. We just kind
of we went hip hop for a minute. But I mean, that's the fun of it.
It's part of geekdom.
Exactly. I like telling that. I like explaining that to people because some people are just like, "Well, are you only going to talk about Batman?" I'm like, "No, we talk about a lot of stuff. Actually, listen to the show."
Yo, it bothered.
Don't judge a book by the cover.
Someone told me the other day they saw an interview. It's like, I thought you were just talking about video games and like comic book stuff. I was like, brother, I left the game industry how many months ago? Like, I got mad. I started yelling. I was like, nah. You can't tell me you listen to my stuff and come at me with that because I'll clap back.
Yeah, that's the thing that annoys me when people are just like, "Oh, I listen to your show," and then they're like,
so
"I'm like, oh, now? That's cool," and then they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys talk about this." I'm like, "Well, we talked about like Drake for a full 45 minutes in one episode." You're just like, "Do you guys ever talk about hip hop?" Yes, there's like multiple episodes where we talk about hip hop.
Past 20 minutes, that's
it. There you go.
Don't talk to me about
everything.
Yeah, man.
Whatever comes to mind, it's pop culture.
That's exactly. For all nerds. And then this week we're going back to DTD.
Yeah,
we haven't done a DTD in a minute.
Because I really suck at the other game.
No, you don't suck at it. It's just it's a harder game. Like
it's wild hard. It is way harder.
Yeah.
You seen Jazzy struggle last week.
Yeah. Jazzy was just like, I am not. Like at one point, I was like, "You want to go next?" He's just like, "Nope." He outright just said, "Nope, I don't want to do it. You go first." Legit. He was just like, "I don't know what I'm doing. You go first." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, this is gonna be like a quickie.
Yeah.
Be good.
Yeah, I already know who I'm picking. So this week, Toby, you want to introduce it because this is your brainchild?
That's you.
Yeah, this week we're going back to DTD, and I decided to go. I was thinking more along that action heroes line, but then action heroine line because why not? We usually have men in all these things anyway. And then I thought about Angelina Jolie, and I was gonna go Salt, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, or Wanted. Like she has a bunch of action characters she's played herself that we pit against each other. But I actually think because of all the tragic news around Scarlett Johansson, she deserves a little bit more respect. She does deserve a little bit more respect.
Well, the whole playing a trans character. Well, no, that's the whole thing. She was supposed to, and there's a whole anyways, it's all done. She pulled out of the project, but there's a lot of negative around her.
She's trying to shy away from the spotlight right now because it affects your revenue when bad things like that are happening. Right?
It's true. She went a little ghost, eh?
Do we have capable trans actors?
Actually,
yes, there are.
I'm just devil's advocating.
No, I know because other people have said that. It's just like, are there enough? And then I was like reading. I actually read a whole article about the rise of trans actors, and they talked with Chaz Bono, the woman from Transparent. The woman from Transparent. I mean, I'm referring to them by what they are now because that's how they identify. So,
what about the woman from Sense8? There's that one too.
Oh, is she actually? She's trans.
She's trans.
Oh, I did not. I wasn't sure because I was like, because a lot of people seem to support that one, so I probably should have figured that she was actually trans.
But, she is, and obviously the Wachowski sisters now. They're obviously along the same line. So.
That's true though, but you can see why people would be a little vexed that ScarJo shows up and ScarJo who gets all these other acting opportunities and all this stuff, and then you turn around and you're like, and by the way, you're playing this trans character, this overweight trans character.
What sucks about that though is because this has been happening for a while, right? You have men playing. This has been happening for a while. It's the whole whitewashing and Ghost in the Shell that affected this because if that hadn't happened, nobody would have had a backlash on this. I feel.
Probably not. Yeah.
But the backlash shouldn't be going to Scarlett. It should be going to the directors
casting.
and whoever
casting,
who hired her. And you can't be mad at a girl trying to get money because we don't know what her pay or bank is.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I'm gonna give up this money for somebody else to take. Not any to eat.
The backlash is directed at the wrong person. I've always said that. People always want the person's head who's like, the actor, and it's like, no, like
you should know better.
If that was me, and the agent said, "Hey, there's this role," and I'm like, "How much does it pay?"
Can I do it? All right. That's the thing. When people are just like, "You should know better," it's just like, "Yo, I should also make that bank." Like, are you gonna turn around and start to turn away jobs that pay your bills and pay for your and pay for your life and everything? No, I know.
She's like, "Nigga, I got
There was a time where a lot of these actors, there's a lot, like, for example, I'll give it. We're going off topic, but I don't care. There's a time when, like, for John Hamm, for example, this guy struggled for so many years before he even got the Mad Men role.
Yeah,
he got it when he was like 33 or 34. Yeah, and he'd been trying to act since he was 19.
Oh, damn.
So imagine that, or even earlier than that. So imagine later on he gets a role and they ask him to play like of course he's gonna take it. He remember what it's like to have any money.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to shore up your bank. I don't know.
Yeah.
What we're saying is it should be on the casting directors and the directors and the networks and they're the ones that need, like, people are getting mad at the actors, and I get it, like, because the actors are the faces, and that's always the thing, right? The actors are the faces, so it's easy to target the faces.
Messenger.
Yes, exactly. So ScarJo's an easy target because ScarJo's the one on the magazine covers and stuff like that. And Ed Shriken, is that the kid from Hellboy? And once again, same to him. He even said, "I did not know the character was originally Japanese." So when everyone's mad at him, he's just like, "I didn't know. I didn't even get to research the role yet." Like, I'm listening. What was I listening to the other day? Oh, Regina King. I'm listening to Regina King in a podcast because I wanted to hear about the Watchmen stuff. I'm hoping to find out a little bit.
Regina King's in Watchmen?
Yeah, she's gonna be in the Watchmen series on HBO. I know, right? Yeah, it got signed too, full series, not just pilot. Anyways, so she's talking about it, and she's just like I didn't read the comic. I actually don't know the characters, and I'm actually happy I didn't, because it would influence how I'm going to act in the role. And I remember thinking, well, yeah, okay, like I get what you're saying. At the same time, I would like you to read it so you know what you're getting yourself into, because we got that
source material.
Yeah, because we got that lazy ass Lex Luthor from what's his name, and he said full on, "I've never read a comic book. I don't know what Lex Luthor's about. I'm creating this version of Lex Luthor."
You better not go to Comic Cons because they'll beat your ass for that.
So that's it. So Regina's out here saying, like, "I didn't read the comic book. I'm gonna do this character the way I think I'm supposed to do it." Now it's just like, yeah, you guys don't know the source material all the time, especially for comic book stuff. You guys specifically do not always read. Benedict Cumberbatch read it.
Same thing with what's her name, Ruby Rose.
Yeah, Batwoman.
And she does not know anything about her.
Oh yeah,
she wasn't that good in Orange Is the New Black either. So I'm just
we've said this. She's not a great actress.
I was about to say, if this girl screws up Batwoman and screws up our one chance of getting Batman on TV, hey yo.
I know. We've said it. We said it. And he's getting so vexed.
I just thought of that. I was like, wait, Ruby Rose, yeah, awesome for the community. Wait,
they're looking for a Lois Lane for the Arrowverse now, right?
Yeah, yes.
You'll just go with Erica Durant. Just get her back.
Bring her back.
Bring her back.
Because Superman's coming back for the crossover. The guy that plays Superman.
Bring back Erica, man.
And then they're gonna bring Erica.
I don't have a problem with him.
That's fine.
Whatever, that's fine. Yeah, he's
a little skinny, but you're all right.
Yeah.
Bring back Erica.
Yeah. But yeah, they need they got to do good by Lois Lane too.
Bring back Erica.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, we went on tangents against ScarJo.
So going back to ScarJo, we're painting a few of the superheroes, not even superheroes, but action heroes that she's played. So we have Black Widow versus Major from Ghost in the Shell versus Lucy from the titular movie Lucy.
Yeah.
Now you guys said you know who you're gonna pick. I already know who you're gonna drain, both of you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
The question is who you're gonna team up with. So I'm actually gonna go with Skinny. You go first.
I'm actually not picky on who I'm draining. I'm just doing the same build.
By the way, Lucy has. I'm trying to figure out if you want to go. I guess we'll go with full OP Lucy, because Lucy
I figured.
At the end is like super psychokinetic, connects to everything. The universe.
Doesn't she like turn into a tree? What's the craziness? I don't even remember.
She's pretty much like the tree of life. Like the connection to everything. She can connect to anything sentient or not.
By
like
the end
she
of the
just
movie?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
by the end of the movie, she's all like Tree of Life, right?
Yeah.
So Lucy, I'm picking it. I'm going to have to drain Lucy, right? Just because she's Tree of Life, and I kind of like that, and I don't really have to do much. Mm-hmm. Why not team up with?
Right? Black Widow and Major are kind of similar if you actually watch like their fighting styles. The only thing obviously different about Major is the fact that she's sort of, cyborg.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because I'm not down with the whole AI thing, team up with Black Widow, kick Major out the door.
But you just drain Lucy. Lucy's pure, like.
Yeah, but I'm the Tree of Life. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tree of Life.
I got that knowledge.
Web. Yeah, I got the knowledge. I know not to fuck up, right? So I'm gonna just couple that with a human who's been an Avenger and defeated Thanos, hopefully.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk about that in my View the Right Thing.
And then let's just get Major out of here. For all those people mad about her, culture vulturing and such.
Well played. Well fucking played. Doing it for the culture. Well, that makes my answer bad now. Because I'm draining Major and teaming up with Black Widow because I think that's a dangerous team. Like, we're going full on Black Ops, covert operations. We're doing it all with those two. Major is like you were saying, Major is definitely technology. Yep. She has that amazing stealth mode that I think is great. Black Widow doesn't even need stealth mode. She's just unseen.
She's
like
Hurricane Rana's everybody. Just...
She might as well be a ninja, like the way she moves around. So
pretty much is, I think.
Yeah, true. So I'm draining Major, teaming up with Black Widow, and the reason I'm getting rid of Lucy is because I'm afraid of how powerful Lucy gets at the end.
Are you gonna?
I'm afraid.
Lucy?
I'm afraid. Yeah,
Lucy at the end is like, I think, what was the scene at the end? She kind of just like drains into like technology. She becomes like a part of technology, and then the guy's phone, I forget whose phone at the end now, it just says, "I am everywhere."
Yeah.
That is so creepy.
That is the singularity. That scares me. That's what I've been telling you guys for months, even years. Man. I'm afraid of that, and I'm not playing with that. So Lucy, you gone.
Oh man! Shouts to my boy 80. He posted some photo he saw of like Skynet Productions. It was like a car that literally said like Skynet. I was like, whoever did that on purpose, I hate you.
Yeah.
Just cause.
Yo, don't mess with that.
So no shouts to that person because you're bringing upon the end of the world with that. Just the idea, just putting Skynet out there.
Yeah. Telling you, I still believe I'll see the singularity in my lifetime.
But I feel you on the Lucy thing. Yeah.
I actually am not afraid of it though.
Me neither.
Why?
I've been telling people I don't think. My thing is when the singularity happens, I don't think it's gonna wipe out humanity like everybody says. I think if anything, it will just if the singularity is
sort itself out.
It will sort itself out. It will start to say you have this many resources in this part of the world. You're not balancing out, and you're overpopulated. If that's the case, we're gonna do this, and this. And that will balance everything out.
Because this is cutting half the population.
Well, no, but we actually have the resources to feed the world, but we just don't distribute the resources properly. Because what is it? 80% of the world's resources are consumed by 20% of the population. Yeah, that's they.
I don't know that saying.
No, but there's something like that. Like they say, like North America and all these like Western countries consume some ridiculous amount. 70 to 80% of all the resources are used up by that part of the world, and then the rest of the world is just like, okay, well, I guess we'll take whatever's left. Like,
and that's literally what happens.
Yeah.
Like, like the Super Bowl, for example, they make T-shirts for both sides, like winning T-shirts, hats, and everything, and then one side loses, and you're like, oh, well, we have, like, for example, Eagles won the Super Bowl last year. Yeah. But I bet you somewhere in Africa or South America, someone's wearing a Patriots Super Bowl champ shirt.
And have you seen, those are insanely expensive on eBay and stuff, because people sometimes get their hands on them and try and sell them afterwards.
Oh, boy.
That's crazy. They're crazy expensive after.
Yeah. That's stupid.
Especially the cap, because they always have the caps printed out. I would love a new era, like, bootleg. Losing team Super Bowl cap so much. Anyways,
hey, they didn't win.
Yeah, that team didn't win that year. They did now.
In my head, they did.
This is how I'm boycotting the NFL.
Says you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, Toby, so you gotta hit us with your answer.
Yeah. All right, so I am definitely draining Lucy because I want to be Skynet.
Oh God.
I want to be able to say, I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
Oh, shit.
Keeping it on the AI team, team up with Major, because
cool.
then I can upgrade her, make her an even better warrior, and get Black Widow out of here.
Oh,
I don't even want to see a Black Widow movie. I don't know why they want to make that still. But
you don't want to see one because it's too late. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm on the same page with you.
I don't think it's too late.
You don't think it's too late?
I think so,
Phase
man.
4? Nah. How you gonna get a Phase 1 star to get a Phase 4?
Her whole movie, legit, could be some street level stuff in which she meets Daredevil.
Oh God. Dude, I'm on the page with you in bringing the street level stuff, but they won't do it.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If anything, she quits the Avengers and ends up on Netflix with her own series.
I wish.
Or something like that would be.
ScarJo wouldn't do it, but yeah.
ScarJo wouldn't do it, but yeah, exactly. Why not? TV's an easier gig.
Netflix is an easier gig.
Netflix is the most
I hear you guys.
And she would get the show would be good just based on the amount of perverts that just want to watch a 45-minute show of just Scarlett Johansson. So how are you losing? Take her out of the Avengers, make more room for Captain Marvel and other Wasp.
Well, they're going to.
Black Widow leaves and goes and comes in first from the back Avengers anyway. So have her go to the street level, have her own show like Alias. She meets up with Daredevil. She has a little buddy cop thing with Clint and boom bang boom bang.
She would probably be out of all the Avengers, she'd be the cheapest one to leave and transition to TV. And because of her star power being Scarlett Johansson, she can go from TV to movie.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not going to affect her.
Preaching to a choir.
Let's hope they do steal this idea.
I 100% agree with everything you're saying.
But they ain't gonna do it.
But we know the networks aren't smart enough to do that shit. No, we know that everything you both just said is 100% one of the best plans you could do. Scarlett Johansson would be a major draw. The series would be super popular. You'd have a whole generation of people logging on to Netflix, either because they're perverted and just want to see her in a catsuit, or because they like her as a character, as an actress, and they want to watch a show. Crossing her over with Daredevil is one of the best things you could ever do for the character. It would make everyone excited and happy, but star power, man. It's that whole thing about how, like, every time they make a TV show, they don't want to make a movie, they don't want to make a movie, they don't want to make a TV show. They don't like to cross things over because they're weird. They're weird. They actually think
they lose so much money not being
dude.
smart.
They actually think one of the reasons they don't like to use the same characters on these different like television and movies is because they don't think the fans would understand. That's actually something I was reading where they said the fans would get confused. I'm not stupid. I can tell the difference.
Which fans are they talking about though?
Well, they're talking about Fairweather fans.
Fairweather,
yeah, because Fairweather fans who will say, "Oh, Batman's in a Marvel movie. I'm excited." Yes, I get that those people who don't know all the different universes might be confused if there's a TV series and a movie. But guess what? They just have to watch with us one day or listen to our podcast where we'd explain to them, this is a TV show, that is a movie.
I want to call to action. Can we stop catering to the dum-dums who can't pay attention to shit? Can we stop?
No, we shouldn't.
Can we really stop?
Back like 30 years with
Yo,
that
but like, when did that become a thing? Who said, these fuckers don't pay attention to nothing? Let's cater to them.
Yeah.
What?
Lowest common denominator has been the rule. And
social media, man. Look at it.
Yeah.
It's literally ever since the people had a voice that these studios for some reason feel the need to listen. And it's okay
kowtow to them
to listen, but it's also okay to not take suggestions from randoms in their basement. I don't know where they are. Like,
Wichita, wherever. Like, get out of here, man. I don't care about your opinion. Man, you gotta walk to the depth like 20 minutes.
You know how much hate right away comes out when an announcement is made? It baffles me. It baffles me.
When Homie was announced as Heimdall and like out of nowhere, like Viking Christians went crazy.
But that's the thing. See, once again, when we discuss this stuff, we discuss it critically as people who watch and consume all of these series and movies and stuff like that. I was critical of Zachary Levi as Shazam because I didn't think he would fit the frame. I was critical of Gal Gadot because I didn't think she fit the frame. But guess what? I was wrong. I was wrong about Gal Gadot. I hope I'm wrong about Shazam. I look forward to seeing what he actually does. Brie Larson, I wasn't upset about Brie Larson, but I was also like not super excited. But now that we've seen the first images came out recently, it looks like some of the press.
I actually don't know her.
It's not about
there's
a difference. There's no vitriol. There's no like I hate this person so much. I hope they never get it. Why? It's more like I don't really see them, but maybe who knows? Like it's always you still have to question casting. Doesn't mean you need to hate. everyone that's cast and ask for that actor to lose their job because that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
that's literally what you're doing.
Yep.
Yo, we should go to these people's work and be like, hey, this guy can't fill out these forms properly. You guys need to get a guy who can fill out the forms better. Yeah. I don't trust this dude to fill out the forms. He doesn't look like he knows how to use a pen. Yeah. Sign his name. I sit across
from him and something about his face on the form doesn't make me like him. So you know what? Get him out of here. It's like, it's so stupid.
Legit.
Oh, so stupid.
Have you seen him ever fill out a form? No. Why do you think he can't fill out a form then? Have you ever seen this actor play this role? No. Have you seen them do then, like why are we just like
just reserve judgment. Once he's actually done the role, then you can say like we talked about Lex Luthor. What's his name? I forget his name doesn't matter now. But
Mark Zuckerberg Jr.
He sucked as Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah, he's horrible.
It's funny you mentioned it. I was just thinking about that stupid throwaway scene at the end of Justice League?
Yeah.
With Deathstroke and him in a boat?
Yeah. Which probably won't mean anything.
That won't go nowhere.
I was like, what a waste of Deathstroke. Like,
I know.
Anyway.
Not only that, what a waste of taking it away from the Arrow show.
Thank you. I was
for no apparent reason, just for that, and then to be like, oh no, don't want it anymore.
And now, what's his name? Affleck can't even do a Batman movie because his insurance post rehab is so high. They're like, well, we can't do this.
What?
Yeah, he got out of rehab, and they're like to insure him.
He went into rehab after Justice League?
Yeah, he went into rehab just recently.
For what?
Drugs, I think.
For everything.
Yeah. He alcohol or drugs? Yeah, probably just everything.
Bruce, you're supposed to be Bruce, not Tony.
Yeah. That's what people were saying.
Way to character act a little too much.
Now, though. Tony's fine.
Yeah, they flip flop there. That's what Marvel and DC should have been like. Yo, can we switch? Because we need this guy to actually be a little bit of an alcoholic.
Man,
and we can't get Downey to take a shot for shit no more.
Man.
And why didn't they go back to Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play the father of Thomas Wayne?
Because they're stupid. That's what we're saying, dude. We just said these networks and these film studios are stupid.
They won't remember. They don't think you whatever.
This guy killed it. He looks like the best version of Thomas you could ever, especially if you're gonna think of doing a Flashpoint Thomas. He would do it so well. And what do? Alec Baldwin, who comes in and 2 seconds later says, I don't actually want to do this.
They want him to play a Donald Trump-esque sort of Thomas Wayne.
Oh, shit, I got to run? No, I can't.
Yeah.
So stupid.
You thought you fucked up. You thought I was in my shadow days. No,
yeah.
I'm Alec Baldwin. I'm not running.
Man, this weekend I was at the cottage with my little cousins. The youngest one, she's 12, and since she was a kid, I've always played video games with her. Like she's like me.
Awesome.
She plays video games and stuff like that. And I hadn't seen her since like all these Avengers movies came out. First thing she said to me was like, "Did you like Avengers Infinity War?" And I was telling her like, "Yeah," starting to explain, and she was like, "I didn't like it."
Oh,
I was like,
did your heart break?
Critical.
I know. I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Because everybody didn't have to die."
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's literally what a lot of kids I feel just are hung up on. Is the death. And I'm like, trust me, she knows they're gonna come back. She just didn't like that it ended that way.
Do you want to go into my View the Right Thing then? Because my View the Right Thing is exactly this.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you guys had a chance to read it, but a dude on Reddit, and my View the Right Thing this week is actually, I'm gonna post this article because I highly recommend people read it.
Oh,
a dude on Reddit wrote a whole piece, a whole theory.
Time Stone theory.
Yeah, he wrote a whole theory about the Time Stone, and
Give me this right now.
Yeah.
I got blunt papers at home, boy. Woo.
Dude, it's actually pretty dang good.
Yo, dude, when I read it the first time, I was just like,
Thanos and got in the book and we're blown away.
So,
what are you saying, guy?
So this is the theory. The guy is saying that the Time Stone is like all the stones have their own
universe,
their own glow and quality to them.
Right.
The Reality Stone is one that shifts between physical, liquid, and gas. Because it's the ether, right, that we see in the red ether, whatever.
Right.
And then like, what was the other ones? The Power Stone is like a cube. One of them is like a 4-dimensional cube in a 3-dimensional world in a something. So he does this whole story about how, think about the Time Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I'm closing my eyes just to visualize.
And he's just like, when Doctor Strange pulls it at the end to hand it to Thanos, he pulls it out of thin air, right? Yeah. And the guy was saying, imagine, what if the stone was actually sent back in time, where he hid it by sending it to the Avengers because he knew the Avengers would need it after he does the snap so that they could use the stone to try and fix things.
Wait, what?
So yeah, so Doctor Strange has the stone and he needs to hide it from Thanos in the current time.
Right.
So what he does is he uses the stone's power and sends the stone back to the moment after the snap.
Because each stone, the power that whoever wields it uses, the stone itself can use that power on itself.
Right.
Right.
So
if that makes sense to you.
So what stone did Thanos get?
Well, no. He still gets it, right? So it's a time stone. Right. It can exist in it goes through time.
Right.
So he sends the stone back in time after the snap, but then when he gives it to the Avengers, they do what they have to do. But remember, it's like time travel. Once you're done with it, you just send it back. So the moment that he's pulling it from
is them sending it back?
them sending it back because they're done with it. And that's the theory. So in the next movie,
no, hold on, because didn't he have it around his neck?
No, remember, that's a fake one. And that's the whole thing. Thanos says, he opens, he's like, smart trick, something. It's a fake. And then he tells him, he's like about to kill. Look at Skinny's face. Skinny just got up. If you guys are watching the live, Skinny's taking a moment, y'all.
That's amazing,
dude.
It's true though. That's honestly it's the best theory I've heard, and I really hope this is 100% true.
If this
that's
guy's
the only thing to me that would make sense.
Yo, if this guy's theory is what the next movie is, it would be the best the best spoiler ever, but / I would respect it 100%. Because the thought of the fact that moment where you see him where he pulls the stone back is going to be the next movie where they've done all the time traveling they need and they're sending the stone back to him would blow my mind. It would be so good.
Because that means they're sending it to a point in time in which that happens no matter what. Which exactly has to happen.
Exactly. But they're turning around and also trying to fix things.
So there's 3 million, and he saw how many different million ways did
some
he see?
1 million something.
And they only won in one.
Yeah. And that this would be the one where he's sending it back because he knows this is the only one.
My question is, at what point did he get the idea to do that?
Well, so there's a point when they're battling. Remember, I don't know if you remember this, but it says it here where Thanos asks Doctor Strange, is like, you never once use your greatest weapon, which is the Time Stone.
Yes.
Right? And the reason why is because Thanos has the Power Stone.
Yeah.
If Doctor Strange were to use a Time Stone on Thanos, it wouldn't work because he has a Power Stone.
Yeah.
The Power Stone can actually affect the effects of the Time Stone.
Yeah. Because you remember in Doctor Strange's movie, people can kind of shift through the time stones.
Caecilius and his dudes can kind of work through the time stones.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're powerful enough to counteract the time stone effect.
So imagine someone who had the Power Stone. So Doctor Strange knew this and just really was thinking quickly on his feet, went through all these different possibilities as quickly as he can in front of everyone without them noticing and found the one. And this honestly is probably the best theory I've ever heard.
Best theory.
How
it's so good. It's such a good theory. So the other thing I was going to say, and I'll read it really quick. For the Soul Stone, you can only be acquired in exchange for a soul. Space Stone houses itself within a 4-dimensional cube in a 3-dimensional plane of existence. Mind Stone has its own consciousness and can create consciousness. Example, vision. Reality Stone can take the form of solid, liquid, and presumably gas as well. And then the Power Stone, so powerful it can destroy someone who even touches it, which is what we see. And the Power Stone, like Toby was just describing, is so powerful you can counteract the effects of the Time Stone. Because we've seen lesser beings do it without even having a Power Stone. So definitely. And then the guy, I think he even says one of the reasons that he went for the Power Stone first is probably to augment his strength.
To boost his strength, because if he didn't, then he could get dapped up really quick.
Yeah,
wow.
Man. And then there's a whole thing about why he left Tony. And then the other thing is the reason that they probably left Tony is because Tony has to be there.
One.
Yeah, he has to be the one to theorize that.
Yeah, how to figure it out. Because this was the part that I thought was super intelligent. Remember the Time Stone displaces itself through time, not space. So he's not sending it back to the Avengers on Earth. If he sends it back in time till after the snap, he has to send it to Tony, who's still on the planet with Nebula. Because then Tony and Nebula would have to figure out what to do with the Time Stone.
Why? Because it goes through time,
not space. Yeah, it's a Time Stone, not a Space Stone. The Space Stone allows
it'll go through time on Earth, but then
no, it'll go through time here because Doctor Strange is hiding it on Titan, right?
Oh, he's hiding it on Titan.
Yeah, he's on
So
Titan.
it can't leave that space that he's in.
Which
Yeah.
would mean when they
Earth or
defeat
anywhere
Monkey
else but
Face
where he is.
on Titan, they're just gonna send it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then when the snap happens and everyone's sitting there crying, Tony will possibly see the stone reappear and then will be
Right.
like, oh, yeah.
So
and
the
then,
next movie will, I mean, if this again,
this is all theory. I know.
Right?
Man,
So if the next movie starts, it'll probably start on Titan, them grieving, and then boom, Time Stone appearing out of
Oh,
nowhere.
my God.
I think they'll even get that like midway through. Like Captain Marvel will show up way before then.
Oh yeah, true. Because Captain Marvel's gonna be a big thing. You're right.
Captain Marvel's gonna be a big thing about
You
it.
think Captain Marvel's gonna show up in the first act?
Yeah.
She has to. So they're gonna give
Yeah,
her a
yeah.
movie. They made a huge big deal. They ended off with the post-credit scene with her.
She's the
and
one
then
getting him off Titan.
Oh,
Well, come on.
that's a good call.
She can just fly through space and do whatever.
Yeah.
She's getting him and Homegirl off Titan.
Well, I originally thought Nebula shows up specifically because they're like, wait, how do we get Tony off the planet? Oh yeah, Nebula has to show up. But
she
no,
has no ship, and Nebula's been there, but Nebula doesn't
Yeah.
have a ship. They're both stranded, so she's gonna pop up there. And yeah,
yeah, I think he's right. I think Captain Marvel. I definitely think Captain Marvel shows up in the first act.
maybe Captain Marvel's on the Kree planet.
But
Theory.
they're saying Tony's gonna use it to unlock the quantum realm, which I don't
Which
know.
would bring
I don't know.
Ant-Man, which would be good because
Yeah.
Ant-Man's lost in the quantum realm.
Yeah, but didn't he destroyed Nova Corps?
Yeah.
Who's doing that cleanup? Sword and Captain Marvel.
Oh.
Who is?
Oh, okay. I
that's
see what you say.
like,
Yeah, okay.
Who's gonna? You know, like, yeah.
Yeah, because they have to address that. I mean,
she's the
yeah,
only
'cause the way
other
they did it
space
last- Yeah.
hero. So yeah, they're probably gonna establish. I hope what they do, because Ronan talks, and I listened to this today. Ronan talks about the Nova Kree War
Yeah.
that happened like a million years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that the Kree Skrull War that's supposed to take place in the 1990s, that's
Yeah.
with Captain Marvel,
Oh,
is
true.
just a lesser war amongst that bigger war,
Yeah.
and causes Nova to be established, but not so much, because they're gonna have to talk about the Nova Corps.
Yeah, I think it would be. Yeah, because I was a little upset with how they handled the whole
Well,
Nova.
they don't
but-
have to.
I
But
mean,
they
I get
would-
it, but
they could touch on it, and then yeah.
And oh yeah, and lastly, I guess maybe keeping in mind, you know how the gauntlet breaks
yeah.
at the end? The reason why it breaks is because Thanos is using a time stone from a reality where the Avengers have already won and sent it back. So the paradox of using both stones in a mutually exclusive reality breaks the gauntlet,
Yeah.
which sets Thanos back, right? Because now he can't fight back once the Avengers gather all the stones. And we already know, because we saw it on the dwarf planet, that there's already a gauntlet that's already made there.
Yeah.
And Thor is aware of that, right?
Oh, man.
So they're going to be able to use that gauntlet.
Certain trailers from Infinity War corroborate this theory. Yo.
Yeah, man. So guys,
So yeah, the stuff in the trailer that we saw.
yes, this was the other theory. Yes.
Oh my god.
I love that we blew Skinny's mind.
This movie, they were like
all the
probably
fake out
dropping us
scenes.
gems.
All the fake out scenes.
Yeah.
With them running with Hulk that never happened.
It's probably in the next movie.
Guy.
Yeah.
Yo, you so much.
Because now Hulk is fighting the war in Wakanda. Dude, this
Yeah.
is such a great theory. It's
It's-
incredible.
okay,
He
so-
actually put so much thought into it.
Yeah.
Oh my
So if you guys are
God.
listening to this, we're gonna post a link.
Devin's getting this.
Yeah. We're gonna post a link to this theory in this episode. So if you guys are listening on whatever platform, I'm actually gonna put it right at the top this time so you can click on it, because I notice sometimes when I put links in the description at the bottom, they don't show up on certain platforms. So I'll put this right at the top for you guys to check out, read the whole thing, and read it after you listen to this episode. But yeah, you'll be just like Skinny, freaked out by the insanity of it all, because it's a
But
great.
it's not, I've heard so many theories. It's not
It's a
the
great
fact
theory.
that it's insane. It's the fact that it's so plausible.
No, I know.
This is the
Sorry,
most
yeah.
plausible theory, and that doesn't sound like a theory. It sounds like it's actually what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The first time, I don't have any questions.
I
At
know.
all.
I agree.
I don't even see any holes in this,
I agree.
unless someone else wants to point that out to me. Anyone else listening to this, and
Yeah.
reading this, if you have
That's
any
crazy.
holes or anything you want to point out, let us know, because I haven't seen any.
Yeah. I honestly, if you guys, read this, listen to us discuss it, all that stuff, and then get back to us. Let us know what you guys think, definitely, because this is a very interesting one, and I'd love to have more conversations about it. So, going into the next one, Toby, you have The Innocent.
Oh, The Innocents.
Yeah,
it's
I watched the first 5 minutes, and I didn't get a chance to continue watching it.
So I actually only got in 30 minutes into the first episode. I never went back to watch the first 30 because my girlfriend was already watching it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she started watching it before me, even though I said let's wait to watch it together.
Oh, Netflix cheating.
But she explained it to me. The first part is usually just like character building. I've seen so many of these shows and types of movies that I already know
you're like I can skip
about,
ahead.
So I didn't really care to.
Yeah.
When I saw them, they were already on the run. So the story's about these two kids. My goodness, I forget their names right now. Let me just pull up the 1 second here. It follows the story of June McDaniel and Harry Polk.
Okay.
And Harry has a tough life at home. He has a lot of responsibilities, including taking care of his dad, who came out of a coma, but now is kind of just a vegetable and dependent on his wife and his son to take care of him. You know what happens there. And June has lived a pretty reclusive and secluded life at home. We don't know why that is initially. The dad doesn't let her do anything. She goes to school, comes home, super like secluded away from people. She's never really like hung out with a boy or anything before. But for some reason, her and Harry meet and hit it off. Instant sparks. And they just make a plan to leave everything behind and just make a life for themselves.
Little cloak and dagger style?
Kind of, exactly. It kind of draws from that, but a little bit. I kind of got that feeling too. But it's kind of like, that whole everyone's making decisions for me. When am I going to start making decisions for myself kind of situation, right?
Yeah.
So they leave without telling anyone, but June tells her brother. She's like, I'm going to be here. This is a number. I'm going to call you when I get here. And the brother really wants her to have a life of her own, too, because he's agoraphobic. Oh. So he can't leave. He doesn't leave the house. If he leaves the house, he has like these physical effects. And, so he doesn't leave the house, but he wants her to have a life outside of the house because she's not like that. And she, anyway, she's helping out his little sister.
Yeah.
Halfway through their journey, they're driving down the street, whatever, and a car stops right in front of them. So they stop. Harry's like, what the heck? It's a winding road. They didn't see the car coming. He gets out the car. Again, this is something I don't understand. There's got to be a better way. Unfortunately, I have to start looking past this all the time now.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way to put your hero or your heroine in danger without it being stupid, like stopping in the middle of the road late at night to help someone whose car is broken down. It's not a necessary. It's a stupid trope.
First of all, nobody's helping anybody in today's society.
True.
Like, come on.
I was talking to people at work. They don't even answer their doors when the doorbell rings. Everyone's just like, "Yo, like we don't answer that."
Kidnapping 101.
Yeah.
This is legit. And I bet you there's some people out there who think that still works. It's crazy. So anyway, he gets out the car. He's like, I gotta help them. So she stays in the car. And then he goes, and then actually...
Wait, isn't he black?
Yeah, he is.
In Norway?
He is, yes.
Whoa.
No.
Isn't he black?
Sorry.
They're in England.
Oh, it's in England. Okay. Sorry.
There is a Norway aspect, actually. So June's mom is from Norway.
Okay, because I was like, there's no black man in Norway saying, I gotta help people. No way.
There's no black man in Norway. What do you mean?
She stays in the car. He goes out, and the guy's like, "Yeah, my car's. Do you know anything about engines?" He's like, "Yeah, I know a little bit." So he starts helping him fix the car, and she's in the car, and she sees his phone going off, and I think it's his mom. Someone's calling his phone. So she reaches for it and comes out the car to come give him the phone because someone's calling for him. All of a sudden, the back of this car, this van, opens up, and someone steps out of it, and he's like, "June," and she's like, "What? How do you know my name?" He's like, "You have to come with me."
Oh God.
And she's like, like, what the heck? No, like she's freaking out. And then just as she's about to say, like, yell or run away, he grabs her and takes out a syringe, obviously trying to, like, what's it called?
Knock her out. Yeah.
And then Harry, kind of like he closes the hood of the car and sees this happening and runs towards her with a tire iron, hits the guy on the back of the head. Like pretty much he's down on the ground. The other guy doesn't know what's happening. The other guy that's with the guy trying to kidnap June.
Yeah.
Apparently he's like an innocent guy. He just thought they were going to find this girl.
What?
That's all he was told. He was never told anything about the mission. He was just helping out a friend find someone's
kidnap
daughter.
A girl.
Right. So June,
hey Jake, you want to help me kidnap some kid this weekend? Oh yeah, I got you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm there, man.
It's like, fuck.
No, it was more like my friend's daughter's missing. We gotta go find her. But then he later finds out about the syringe, and he's super pissed. He's like, "Why didn't you tell me more?" He's like, "I can't tell you. She's special." But anyway, going back to this situation, the kids hit him over the head with a tire iron. They drive away, find a motel, stay in the motel for the night. Right?
Okay.
Now, Harry's freaking out. He's like, "What's this guy looking for you? Like, what's happening? I don't know why. Whatever." He's freaking out. He falls asleep. She leaves the motel, and before that, they actually picked the guy up and tossed him on the side of the road because they thought he was dead, and his friend ran away, like drove away.
Yeah.
So she goes back to make sure if he's dead or not. I don't know why she goes back, but she goes back and sees him. He's laying there, not moving, barely breathing, and she gets closer to him, turns him over, and goes to like touch him to see if he's breathing, and then he just jolts up and wakes up and grabs her.
Of course.
And all of a sudden, something starts happening, and the screen shakes, and boom, you don't know what happened. And all of a sudden, you see the guy that you thought was dead. You see him running through the streets, like freaking out, running through the streets, running towards the motel. And you're like, wait, what? How the hell does he know that
body swap? Here?
She's a shapeshifter.
Oh, that is cool,
dude.
That is cool.
But she doesn't know what happened. It's almost like it happened so quickly, so she didn't know that she changed into him.
Oh, that's
right. But because when she looks down, his body is still there, but he's like having a seizure and his eyes are vibrating.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like rolling back in his head.
But yeah, so she like grabs, but then she looks down. She's like,
"What the hell?"
She grabs his clothes, runs off, goes back to the motel, and then wakes Harry up. And Harry
freaks out.
He's like, "Yo, what are you doing here?" Grabs like a weapon to try and attack this guy, and she's like, "Harry, it's me, Harry." And then she tells him something that he told her that only he would know.
Yeah.
Comes out and he's just like,
"Oh snap!"
Like this whole story, he's like, he doesn't have any powers. He's just a regular dude who just happened to fall in love with a girl who's a shapeshifter. Now, you can tell when it's her because if you look in the reflection in the mirror, it's her.
Oh, that's cool. That's well done. I was wondering.
It's the person she shapeshifts into. Okay. So the whole story is pretty much about her not knowing what's happening at all, not knowing how to control this thing. It happens randomly when she's stressed, when she's panicked, when she's drugged, which happens. Someone laces her drink at a certain point in a club, and she shapeshifts into a girl who like convulses and goes into a coma.
But when she shapeshifts, she's naked every time, or she shapeshifts.
She only was naked because she was wearing her clothes, right?
Yeah.
And shapeshifted into a guy who's bigger than her. So the clothes ripped off of her, and she took his clothes.
Interesting. But this sounds like Impulse a bit with the whole stress.
So it's a mix of Cloak and Dagger, Impulse.
Yeah.
And you start to find you think that the mom is the one that told the guy to go. This whole like. I don't want to give away too much. It's literally the first like 45 minutes.
But I'm happy you told me this because I tried watching the beginning and I was like, I can't watch this. And now that I know this happens, I'm more inclined to watch the rest of it. So
the story definitely picks up right away at the end of the first episode. Yeah,
that's cool.
So I'm about 4 or 5 episodes in right now, and it seems to keeping pace. So yeah,
that's
really
cool.
Good show.
That's cool.
I like it a lot. And Guy Pearce is in this.
Yeah, I saw.
Pretty minor role so far.
Okay.
His storyline kind of comes in episode 4 or 5, I believe. And,
okay.
He's a psychologist in this who tries to help all these women the way he finds out they're shapeshifters.
Oh, sorry, hold on. Toby, give it 2 seconds. Yeah. Start over again. Okay, start now because you cut out.
Okay, yeah. His storyline is just you find out what his stake in this is and why he's trying to help June's mom. Or is he trying to help her? Why he's trying to find June, because he does have his own agenda and trying to be the first person to prove that people can shapeshift, right? He's trying to further his own.
Now that you just explained this to me, I understand the beginning too. Because the first scene of it is that guy, like, I thought it was his twin was having a seizure in the background because he's okay, cool. Okay, I'm not gonna ruin that for people.
He was trying to recruit someone to help him, and the only way to recruit that person was to convince them that the shapeshifters exist, and the only way to do that is to use himself as the victim of the shapeshifting and use the shapeshifter to convince this friend.
So what happens to you after, like, you've been?
Well, so here's the thing I don't understand. Like, some people go into comas, some don't.
Oh, damn.
Like, I'm not sure.
And then they wake up when she's done with them? Like, are you done using?
Yeah. they can control it. There's a way for them to come in and out of it.
Okay.
For her right now, for June, it
She doesn't
seems
know
to be
how.
Harry.
Oh, okay.
Harry is able to calm her down enough for her to just
focus,
come out, shapeshift back to herself. So it's a pretty good.
That is very much Cloak and Dagger right there too.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
So but it's good. I like it.
Cool, man. That sounds dope. Yeah. That sounds dope. I'm gonna check. So that's The Innocent. That's on Netflix right now, so people can check it out. And then the Time Stone Theory is gonna be at the top of this, and then we're gonna talk a bit about the Joe Budden podcast.
Wow. After the Time Stone Theory, I'm just like,
yeah. Okay. No, but I mean, the reason I wanted to talk about this with you is just a general.
Joe Budden signed exclusively to Spotify. Like, I'm unexcited because.
Thanos is gonna get his ass whooped in the fourth movie. I don't want to talk about Joe Budden.
Oh my god!
It is such a good theory. I remember reading that and freaking out too.
Yeah.
Man, I want to briefly talk about Joe Budden and that what kind of bag he might have gotten for that jump. And
because I mean
to take your iTunes away, your sound, all that, just to go exclusively to Spotify, it takes a lot. So I want to know what kind of deal that worked out.
Did you watch his Breakfast Club interview?
Details on what he?
Yes, I watched the Breakfast Club interview. He did it for the possibilities of things, and I heard that, but that's all good.
Yeah. There's not a lot of detail. They definitely didn't say how much the bag was. I mean, they're not going to either.
No, they're not going to.
At least not for now. Because what's her name? In the Breakfast Club, they were talking about how someone got $1 million from Spotify for their podcast.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, "So Joe, you got $1 million?" He's just like,
"It wasn't $1 million."
Yeah, he's like, "It's not $1 million. Like, I'm also not gonna say though. Like,
yeah." Like if one of them quit their job, it was more than $1 million.
Yeah.
They probably got out there for like 10 million, 5 million. But yeah, to split up amongst 4 people, and your camera guy, and enough for you to say I'm done with my job, you got 10 million.
You think that much? Damn.
So a lot of people are hating on Spotify for this move with Joe Budden.
I don't get why. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So I'll let you read that because I don't know.
Free. Yeah. I pay for it.
Like what? Yeah. Why are people upset? Because I don't.
Well, they're saying if Spotify wants to dominate podcasting, it's time to step up its ambitions. Which means that people are saying that Joe Budden and Amy Schumer and these they're getting up big enough exclusive deals.
Yeah, they will be. And why?
But here's the thing.
Who else do they need to snag up?
Spotify is free.
Yes.
They're paying people who have large followings for exclusivity deals to bring in more people who could either listen to it, and then Spotify raises revenue for advertising, which is the base model of all things ever. Soap operas are shows because they were literally selling you soap. So why are you upset that Joe Budden is going to do a podcast that is going to sell you on subscribing to Spotify or whatever other ads they play?
And it's still free.
And it's free. You don't have to do anything.
They're saying it shouldn't. They're saying they should diversify their bonds instead of just investing that much in Joe Budden. They should get 20 other music shows and just have a bunch of them on exclusively.
20 other music niggas ain't gonna sign for that little bit of money.
Which doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why people think this is. Yeah, so
we need to eat today,
that's why.
People.
Yeah,
that's why we're doing these moves. We need to eat today.
Like I don't get it. I don't understand why anyone would be upset. The show's still going to be on YouTube 2 days after. You're getting 2 episodes a week now, starting from the 12th.
That's the only thing I'm kind of like,
You don't
because
I'm thinking the episodes are going to be shorter.
They're for sure going to be shorter.
Yeah,
and I like my 3-hour episodes because I listen to. Say I started the show today.
Yeah,
I'll be finished if it's a really really good one.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Friday, if it's like, I'll continue listening to that on my to and from work, and I'll be done by next one.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I do with the Joe Rogan podcast.
And I skip sleepers.
Average 3 hours.
Oh, you skip sleepers?
I skip sleepers. Like some I'll listen to, but right after, once it gets to sleepers, I'm like, all right, down there with the episode.
Oh, okay.
And I'm done before sleepers. So, yeah.
Because I listen to it at 1.5 speed.
Listen to that podcast at 1.5 speed?
Yeah, dude, it's bad.
How do you even get all the funny and like all the cadence and the voice at one point?
Dude, the other day, I'm not no joke. I was listening to something at 2x. And I was like, oh, man, this is too slow. And I sped it up to 2.5. And that was the first time I ever went to 2.5.
Your Blur, the Autobot?
Yeah, yeah, I know.
You need to slow down.
No joke. My buddy Mobs was just like, yo, man, I think you might be going a little too far now because you're definitely going to burn through your ability to pay attention.
You also already speak fast. Like,
yeah.
nah, man.
Yeah, I know.
Nah.
But shout out to Joe Budden for the rebranding, man.
Yeah, right?
It's not easy. It's not easy to do.
No, I'm happy.
Especially for someone like him who got so much hate for a
so
while.
much hate. And I mean, he even says it himself. He brought it on himself sometimes, but sometimes he was just trying to be. He's just making moves, and people were hating on him, and he's just like, I don't really understand why you hating on me, but you too. And then
it was always this weird like thing about him being a one-hit wonder, which is not true.
I did, I
not. But they do clown on him like that, but it's like, yo, man, whatever. Like a lot of these people, Joe Budden was the first guy, hip hop wise, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Joe Budden TV was the first that YouTube channel devoted to that.
Yeah.
Which is strictly that was Joe Budden. So
it was always his affairs with others more than just himself that kind of damaged his rap. You know, the whole Tahiri thing and Love and Hip Hop and all these things that
Marissa,
he did that were not.
What's her name?
Yeah, Madi.
Yeah, whatever.
Shouts to Madi.
Yeah, she's doing. I tried watching one of her new solo podcast episodes.
No,
I couldn't.
I've communicated with her a few times. The first ever Joe Budden podcast episode with her, she said some wild dumb shit.
Oh yeah,
and I was like in the messages on SoundCloud, like, "Yo, you cannot be on a podcast saying that kind of stuff." And she's like, "Well, and she gave me the attitude right back, and I was like, "All right." From then, like Twitter, It's like, yeah. I think I made a comment the other day. I'm like, "Oh wow, you're like here now. That's amazing." She's like, "Clearly, you haven't been listening to my podcast." I'm like, "No, I haven't. I got life. Like, I mean, like, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear about your hoochie party."
Yeah.
Whatever,
That's the thing. Her whole movement was just like I'm out here living my life. You know, this hip hop nigga hit me up. This dude. That I was like, yo, that's okay. It's just
who is this?
This is the old co-host of the Joe Budden podcast, Marissa Mendez. She worked for Hot 97 before she moved to LA. Got signed by Revolt to work for Revolt, and now she has her own. She's had her own podcast, but essentially the only reason why she's at all popping because she got coverage for being the girl that Joe Budden kicked off his podcast.
Yeah.
And then she was just like, she's like a wild groupie / good friend of Ty Dolla $ign, but I feel like she's been thrown around in the industry, like thrown around, like, you know, them girls are just like, oh,
but like
Karen.
that's at the same time though, it's like thrown around, but also like she's throwing it around.
Yeah, she's throwing it around, and she has been thrown around.
Like, so she says, she's just like I was listening to an interview with her, and she's talking about how so and so hit me up, and I went to his like he's just like, oh, I'm here. You want to come through? And I told him send me the money for the ticket. Yeah. And then like homie flew her out, and she's just like, you know, and he's good. He's good. And I'm like, she's like talking about it like it's not bae, but it's some he's slaying that dick, and I had fun. And I was like, oh damn,
but
okay.
and
you were just you're just out here like that. I was like, okay.
And I'm always gonna address this, but for whatever reason, and I'm not, you know, if she identifies as this, cool. The girl looks wild Spanish and or Puerto Rican black mix. She ain't.
She's not.
She like Ukrainian.
For real?
What?
Yeah.
I thought she was Latina.
She's white. Yeah.
She was on a Latin morning show when I saw that interview.
Talk about it. Exactly.
Oh, my God.
Laura Stiles is Latin. Marissa Mendez is white as rice.
Oh, my God.
No offense to white people out there.
No. But I mean.
But I'm just saying. You look at her whole visual.
Yeah, her whole.
Like, nah.
Damn.
Nah.
You just shocked me.
Yeah, boy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, boy.
But yeah, so Budden's making moves. You know, congrats to Rory.
Hey, he's also got that show in Revolt too.
State of the culture.
I personally like Pull Up. Pull Up with T-Pain is great. Pull Up with but the guy who did the Tribe Called Quest movie, and always Michael Rappaport.
Oh yes,
fantastic. He.
But Pull Up is his personal YouTube thing. It's not
personal
Revolt
YouTube
related
thing, but I think it is still Revolt related.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Diddy does call him when he's interviewing. What's his name? Oh, young dude. Oh, the one that
Vince
like
Staples.
Yeah. The one I love that dude.
He's
shit
so
on R. Kelly so hard.
He's great for interviews.
That was amazing.
Vince Staples is great for interviews.
So good.
But yeah,
yeah.
So that's what Budden's up to.
State of the Culture is coming out. What, the 10th? Yeah, I was listening. Yeah, Breakfast Club. They said it's
coming out the 10th, and Joe Budden's going to Spotify exclusively September 12th. So shouts to him.
September's a big month for him, man.
My side, I'm gonna say it's not even a view. The right thing is, are we ever going to get to view this damn thing? Is X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Oh, it didn't get pushed back again.
I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, okay.
And that's my exact question. First of all, I know so little of this movie. Nigga, I forgot this was being filmed in Montreal.
Yeah. I completely.
I was like, oh right, they're here. What?
Oh, did you like see someone or?
No, I just
okay. Yeah.
Just totally forgot. A friend of mine works on the set.
Yeah.
can't tell me nothing like the Kanye song. But at the same time, I'm hearing just wild rumors of this and that, and it just doesn't seem...
How is James McAvoy doing this and doing
I don't know.
And what's it called? The M. Night Shyamalan Glass, is it?
Glass.
Oh, I feel like Glass is done. No,
I feel like Glass was shot a while ago.
I feel like they finished filming that.
But at the same time, I don't know.
Dude, I'll be honest.
He's gonna look so strange. You'll see him like skinny in one scene, and then super buff and
beefed up. Beefed up Professor X.
My thing with X-Men is this Dark Phoenix thing is they for sure have to be like organizing and structuring around the actors now, because you can't. It's your fault that you guys are doing all these reshoots and restructuring. You can't turn around and tell these actors like, well, we need you, so you can't take these projects. It's like, no, you had me for this many days, and you know, you guys screened the movie, and mad people were just like, this is stupid.
Because you did it wrong.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Reshoots are planned till the end of 2018. My God.
And rumor has it New Mutants is being scrapped altogether.
Which is, thank goodness.
The other... Oh, you didn't want it?
The guy said outright, I wanted to make a horror movie.
Yes. I did hear that. You're right.
My dude, go make a horror movie. What are you doing?
He said he had no interest in he had no interest in mutants. He wanted to make a horror movie.
Don't come in the game playing like you're Pink.
I agree.
Do what you're gonna do and be good.
I love that it's called Playing Like Pink now.
Because it is Playing Like Pink. You come in here, you try to tell me that you want to do, I'm down,
R&B.
and I'm gonna make a horror movie. Get it. Especially now with the MCU thing, and now that we have X-Men and they're talking about X-Men, they keep talking about X-Men. It's just like, y'all just need to just go straight to Netflix and
I'm just saying this will probably be a one-off and a dump off before they start integrating the X-Men into the Disney universe anyway.
Unless they somehow work this into the greater snappage, and they're
it'd be hard to do that now, but
if the movie just ended abruptly with a white screen, people would be like, "What?" And I'd be mad as shit, but I'd also be like, you know what, good play.
I still want a House of M movie. I want a House of M movie.
You're not getting a House of M movie.
I want it so bad.
So much material.
So much material. House of M, Secret War, so many stories to tell with all these.
Aren't going anywhere. And everyone like Ethan Hawke is out and mad.
Did you read that article though? That article is actually really well done.
I didn't read it, but I just saw Ethan Hawke and I was like, "Shut up, Ethan."
No, whoa.
Well, here's exactly.
Yo, rewind. Ethan Hawke's statement is essentially, we deserve better. He's not saying that the movies are bad. He's saying that people act like these movies are end all be all, and they're not actually giving you the best movie they could. And we say that. No. The three of us, all of us, have said that.
Because in truth, I'm just happy to see it relatively kind of on screen.
But that's exactly what he said. He's just like, we're so happy to just get them that we're okay with mediocre. When at this point in the game, after like 10 years of making these types of movies, we deserve better. And I think that's fair.
There should be more complexity. We're starting to see a formula when we shouldn't.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair statement.
Right, that is fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
The only thing he ragged on was Logan.
Yes, which I thought that was
in terms of Logan being just a regular superhero movie, and I'm like, well, actually, it's the only one that's not a regular superhero movie.
Yeah, you clearly did not watch the movie.
There's a lot more to Logan.
No, he actually said he went to see it because there was so much hype around it, and he just felt like it was. See, that's the problem too. It's like when people overhype things, unfortunately, causes you when you go in with such high expectations. Even though the movie is great, you expect so much greater.
That's
and you're unable to see it for what it is.
That's why I still haven't watched Stranger Things.
Maybe, honestly, you're probably right. It's actually why I saw Mission Impossible. Didn't think it was that great.
I liked it, but I liked it, but I agree with you. I didn't think it was. But my thing with Mission Impossible is like I see Mission Impossible as the bridge between Fast and Furious and James Bond movies. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's like if I had
goofy to serious.
Exactly. Like if James Bond is supposed to be an actual spy story and Fast and Furious is the insane shit where they are driving Lamborghinis on the ice caps, then Mission Impossible is that middle ground where you're driving a motorcycle on water or some crazy shit. I don't know what else he does.
What do you think about when Bond is all done with this Bond 25, right? That's the next one or something?
They're so First of all, they lost
a few years down the line, don't reboot Bond, Son of Bond.
Oh, well, dude, I've been saying
make him have an illegitimate son, and in his like 18, 19, somehow get recruited to MI6 and find out all about his dad.
Well, the idea is that Bond itself is just the agent name and not the actual.
That's
person.
a rumor. That's a rumor. Some people are.
So I thought it was.
I don't know if that's official, but my thing from jump has been, you have a universe. You've been running it for 25 years, 25 movies. If in the world of universe building,
Bond has mad kids.
You have that too, because he probably would.
Bond has Bob Marley level type kids, man.
Or Eddie Murphy now.
Protection.
You didn't hear Eddie Murphy's about to have his 10th kid?
Oh, he's shooting up the pub too.
Wow. Yo, but at this point. It just take the universe and just blow it up. You could have like a Bond, you could have like a Jean-Baptiste, you could have all these guys, just random spies in the same universe and tell their stories. And do a Son of Bond. Why not? You're right. Like, he had some little ragamuffin kid running around and just shows up and he's like, and obviously the first one would have to be a very XXX style, like, I'm the new age Bond, and he's like, because they're gonna do that stupidity, but then he's gonna come in and be refined, so it's gonna be Kingsman-esque / Fast and Furious / Bond.
That'd be a crazy
James Bond Jr., right?
Yeah,
there was a TV show. There's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Because in the 90s, they had the balls to take chances. They're like, we can't make a James Bond cartoon. What if he had a kid? How would he have a kid? I don't care.
His nephew, And instead of Q, it was IQ.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Great show.
I remember that.
Funny.
James Bond Jr.
Yo. Okay, man.
Rescues the girl.
We're going to be going into the geek news and rumors. We got some fun things to talk about. So we're going into the last segment here, geek news and rumors. Mr. Robot. I know this one's a little sad, but I feel like it's a good decision. Like, don't just do a show because you can.
Yeah, and
quit while you're ahead.
Yeah, so Mr. Robot is to end after with the 4th season. I'm okay with that.
I can now watch.
So I stopped watching halfway through the 2nd, and I've never jumped back in.
Really?
But it's one of those shows where I want to. It's just
okay. Yeah, I know.
Me and Suits. I'm never catching up on
Suits I gave up on. I know.
I was like, oh, what? Rachel's gone? Sorry.
Yeah. All of them are gone now.
Suits is falling into what we were just talking about, where don't just make a show just to make a show.
Yes.
It's like now it's just a thing.
Okay, so Lawrence Fishburne's wife left the show.
She left the show. Rachel left the show. The original
Mike
kid
left the show.
Yeah. It's only Harvey left.
It's only Harvey and the redhead and the annoying weird face rat trap.
And then all the random new people they've introduced to fill out the cast.
So it's like General Hospital. It's like private practice now.
Like not even what's her name? Not even Scotty's there because she was busy doing Timeless and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Scotty's out too. Oh yeah, because she was on Timeless.
Yeah. She was doing Timeless and stuff. Yeah.
She could be Lois Lane.
Oh, that's some good casting.
She could be Lois Lane.
Yeah, that's good casting.
It won't happen though.
No, I don't even want her to. I don't
want to be on a CW show. Yeah,
I don't even want her in that mess on CW.
Yeah, that mess. Hey, go on.
They should make her. They should.
I'm sorry.
Almost over Amy Adams. Anyways, sorry. Yeah.
Except for the Flash.
It's a little bit of a hot mess right now, though.
Yeah,
Okay. So like we mentioned before, Alec Baldwin joined the cast of Joker, the Todd Phillips movie. And within 2 business days, dropped out of the project.
Because he heard he had to run. No, wait, they want me to do what?
Well, from what I understand, he said it was a scheduling conflict.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how you didn't notice you had a scheduling conflict before. Like, how do you... Like, 2 days ago, you didn't know about your scheduling conflict?
Go on his Twitter?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't.
It didn't refer to a scheduling conflict. It just said he's just not ever supposed to do it.
Oh, really?
So I don't know. I don't know what the actual truth is here anymore.
Some crazy rumors, then. Well, I mean, that's why we call it news and rumors, because some of that stuff is just completely.
They cast me for what? I
didn't know I was doing this movie.
I'll read you a statement right now. Let me state for the record that I have not been hired to play a role in Todd Phillips' Joker as some Donald Trump monk. This is not happening. Not happening.
Oh.
See?
Yeah. So.
Well, there you go. The straight facts right there.
Listen, I'm pretty sure Todd Phillips' Joker isn't happening. So let's.
I know.
Honestly,
I wouldn't mind. I kind of like Joaquin Phoenix. That's what I'm saying about. I don't care.
I like Phoenix, but I just don't want another. Like, this is gonna be the 4th actor playing the Joker in 20 years.
I'm just throwing it out there, right? You see, y'all say everything you want, but the CW verse, it's a hot mess and so on and so forth. But it's the best mess of DC.
Yeah, it's true. It is better than the movie.
It is the best.
It is better than
DC
the movie universe.
Representation currently.
Yeah, currently, yes.
Yeah,
Ever
DC,
seen. After that,
DC
it's the
for
cartoons.
sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. DC announces new Outsiders series lineup and creative team. This is for the comic book. If you guys are comic book fans, they recently ran a story in the Batman Detective Comic series, issues 983 to 987, where they introduce a character named Karma. Batman develops a team around that with Black Lightning, Katana, Orphan, the Signal, and what's her name? Batgirl.
Okay.
So that whole team is going to have their own. I don't know if Batgirl's going to be in it because the end of one of the comics, she kind of just walks away and says like "bun this," but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I like this quote. All I'll say is it's a team book with Batman in it. But the safety is off.
Oh,
What does
God.
that even mean?
Oh,
First
my
of all,
God.
can someone tell me how the hell old is Barbara Gordon right now?
She's back to being she's not Oracle. She's like being a teenager again.
Right, but
Yeah.
how the fuck old is she? Like,
I don't know.
If Nightwing's still kicking, Batgirl ain't too far behind him.
That's true.
So she's like 26.
She should be in her 20s. Yeah. I don't know, man. This new universe is a mess because of everything that happened with the whole new 52 and they undid it and redid it.
I don't know what Batman's age is now.
Yeah.
So Batman is recruiting Black Lightning to help him train Orphan and Signal?
Because the idea is that as a teacher, Black Lightning would be... We all know, once again, this is that CW thing. You have characters that are popping right now, so put them back in the comics. Yeah. It has nothing to do with Black Lightning actually being a good character again in the comic book.
No.
Because I read his stories and the writers were not doing him justice.
No, of course not.
And then, yeah.
Poo-poo.
What else do we got on here? Judge. Did you guys hear this one about Comic-Con?
What in Comic-Con?
Judge issues Comic-Con injunction against Salt Lake
Why?
Comic-Con. Because so I didn't know this.
They didn't sell any
They were a
comics.
Salt Lake Comic Convention.
Yeah.
But because they have Comic-Con in their name, they're not allowed to use the word Comic-Con anywhere if you're not associated with the actual original Comic-Con.
I didn't realize that Comic-Con was a licensed name from San Diego.
Trademarked.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
So the phrase Comic-Con is trademarked by San Diego.
Yeah. Montreal Comic-Con has a license to use that. I didn't know that. I just read it on someone's wall the other day. That's to me, the fact that you can trademark the word comic and the abbreviation of convention and put Comic-Con and say this belongs to us makes me so mad because
you can't even use any phonetic equivalent.
Yeah, I know. Spell it with a K
you can't,
or
spell your comic. Yeah, exactly.
Gene Simmons owns orange juice.
What?
Yeah, that's all I'll say. Gene Simmons owns orange juice.
I'm just gonna sip some water over here.
Yeah, so that's he's
I don't know what to say.
Googling that, right?
Yeah, you see his face.
I heard that somewhere about Gene Simmons like copywriting or orange and
Oh God, this world we live in. Anyways, Star Wars Episode 9 taps Doctor Who alum Matt. You found it for real?
He tried to trademark OJ for orange juice. Now I'm not sure if he succeeded in that, but there's a bunch of things he tried. He tried to. What? okay. What? Hold on. He has 182 alleged trademark endeavors.
Oh my God.
One of them that's actually true. Trophy wife.
He owns that.
Oh really?
Yeah. What?
But his girl's not even his wife. They never got married.
He just trademarked all that because he's like,
he's attempted to trademark OJ for orange juice, but that he didn't succeed there.
Okay.
But wow.
Wait, how could he try? Why? Okay, I don't want to know. I don't know.
He might have been the first to say it that way. That's all, you know.
That's ridiculous. That is. Okay.
What's his net worth now? Is he still like kicking on Kiss and everything?
I don't know.
Possibly.
This man's crazy.
Man. Guardians of the Gal?
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 pre-production crew dismissed.
So that article was kind of true that I read.
It's legit. They told them to look for other jobs because it's being put on hold. There's no director. They didn't have anyone to lead the pre-production. That's
yeah. What the fuck are these niggas doing?
Well, I mean, Batista also needs to calm down a little bit because I know you were joking. Was it you last time who was saying he needs to calm down because as if they can't replace his ass?
No, he said that. No, when
Jaws D said it.
Either Jaws D said it or Toby said that. Yeah.
But like at this point, originally I didn't think that was a possibility. But if you keep poking the bear,
Disney will replace you. Yeah, no problem. But
they'll just cut your character. You'll be the only one who doesn't survive coming back.
Listen, Drax was about to die to go and kill this dude. Who says he's not about to?
So true.
Yeah, man. So I
They
mean,
have-
We've seen it over and over again.
Captain Marvel was in the
easy to
Guardians of the
recast.
Galaxy.
true. Sorry, Tobes.
It's easy to recast. We've seen it over and over again.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle and Terrence Howard
True.
Yeah,
dilemma.
but you can't
right?
get that same funny. But either way, putting the
Yeah.
whole movie on hold is like, what are y'all doing over tweets?
Well, they
really?
Yeah, they don't have. Yeah, I know.
Tweets.
There's no direction, and can they still use what's his name's story for 3? I don't know. Maybe he has some creative license there. You know.
Yeah.
Well, he only made the
Maybe they
first
can't
1
use
and
the story.
2. Like, how are you not gonna let
He
him
didn't
wrap
even
up
write the
third?
first one too. It was a woman who wrote it. He directed it. Then he wrote the second one.
I didn't really like the second
And the
one.
second one,
Oh.
arguably, was a bit more like. Anyway, he had the story already from the first to be able to create
Yeah,
a better.
to build
story.
off. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a mess. That's actually the one area in the Disney.
Yeah, where I'm
Marvel
kind of like,
universe that I'm
yeah. I'm with you.
Marvel reunites original comic book Defenders for this December. So if you guys,
What's that mean? Oh, come on.
Namor, Hulk, and Doctor Strange are coming back with Silver Surfer, who's
Silver
also on the team.
Surfer.
Yeah, he's not in the original team.
Yeah.
He shows up later.
He showed up later with
But-
Valkyrie and
Yeah.
yeah, started getting weird.
So they're saying that they're gonna come back. Also, the thing I find cool is December would mark the like something anniversary of the original release, so that it's gonna coincide, which is kind of cool.
That's
Stuff
cool,
like that.
But I want to know what they're doing with Fantastic Four in the comics.
I know. Yeah. That comic book's coming back. I think it already did start. It should have started back in June.
Yeah.
So that's back. And yeah, I'm gonna probably read that. You're right. Thank you for reminding me.
No problem.
Kenya Barris producing a Bewitched reboot with interracial family. I don't.
Okay, listen. If they make the Bewitched, like if they make they rural America is going to fucking lose their
Yeah,
minds
that's a
over
good point.
You don't listen. There's certain things that white people hold dear that you
Bewitched.
don't fuck with. All right, Bewitched is one of them.
I don't care.
You remember when they tried
about
this shit on
them
Honeymooners?
making shows
Yeah.
with
Oh,
like
yes.
trying to diversify things and stuff like that, but it's just like the kid on Stranger Things. I remember. I think it was Finn Wolfhard. Is that his name?
Yeah. Oh yes, you read that article where they
Yeah,
talked
when
about.
they asked him like,
Yes.
is there anything would you like them to
Reboot,
remake
yeah.
anything that you've seen? And he's just like, if it was made while I'm alive, it shouldn't be rebooted.
Yo,
It was such a good
Right?
answer. He was just like, yeah, like if it was made while I was alive, it shouldn't be remade. Let's try creating new works. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn, this kid actually has some sense. Like I was like,
and that's a little far of a stretch in terms of like if it was made while I was alive, but if it was made within the first 40 years of my life, why do I need to see a remake?
yeah,
I
Yeah.
can
I
watch
can wait
Deja
50
Vu
years.
yeah,
and see the original Bewitched.
If you're listening from outside of Montreal or Canada, I guess Deja
Yeah.
Vu is our like rerun
Yeah.
network.
It's
But-
like if these motherfuckers turn around and bring back like Perfect Strangers or like Family Matters
missed
with
that
like
show.
or like Step by Step with an interracial, like no guys.
Oh yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Don't do that. Yeah,
You know,
yeah, we don't need those.
Can we?
Yeah.
Who's in these rooms being
Well,
like, let's bring back
one of the
This
rumors
remember
is-
how- okay, sorry. You know how we just said the Innocence was kind of like Cloak and Dagger,
Yeah.
kind of like
with
Impulse.
Impulse, yeah.
It's okay for it to be like something.
Yeah.
But don't make it the
but
same
make
something.
it something else.
Yeah,
Name it
yeah.
something else. Like don't tell us it's a reboot, man.
I
It's
know.
like
Just-
right away tainted.
Yeah,
Tainted.
call it BEENwitched.
I mean,
And ladies and gentlemen, that's the title of the episode.
You
BEENwitched.
BEENwitched. You
BEENwitched.
can literally just have it so that the original Bewitched. You know how they had a daughter.
Yeah, true.
She married a black man.
That's true.
BEENwitched. Like, how did I think that in
Wasn't
5 minutes?
there a movie too with Will Ferrell
Yes.
and what's her face?
Yes.
Nicole Kidman,
And Nicole
yes.
Kidman.
In the
Bewitched.
past like 15 years.
And that
Come
movie was
on.
actually pretty smart because the idea
It
behind
was
the
a
movie,
TV show, but
it's
then she was
yeah,
actually a witch,
yes,
and he fell in love with her.
yes, which
Which
I thought
even
was
would
funny.
still be dope because it could be based off their kid.
Yeah,
So you see?
Yeah.
That's what you mean. Take an original idea, do something else with it.
yeah,
Don't just give me the same original idea and change the cast.
yeah.
It's like
Well, that's what
So stupid.
that was the rumor. Two things. Someone said I saw this online somewhere. Someone said Kenya Barris is probably doing this as a slight to ABC because he's leaving to go to Netflix, right? And his last act was to give them a bad idea that they're
Oh,
just going to
gosh.
produce. That was a joke, but you
Okay,
will see.
What else has he done?
possible.
He's the one that did Blackish.
My man, you screwing up, man. I guess, yeah, but
Yeah, that's why people are saying they're just like,
Man.
how do you go from Blackish and then decide to do a reboot of Bewitched, an interracial
man,
version of
I'm
Bewitched?
telling you, BEENwitched.
Yeah, that's actually really good. And then, the other thing is, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, rumor has it, well, not rumor, but I think I might have mentioned this already. They said that the version that's going to come out now is not a reboot as originally thought, but it's going to be an extension because they're not going to reuse the same.
They had to because they left so much
It's
open.
kind of like Jack Kirby leaving DC to go to Marvel and leaving all his junk at DC.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What was it? The New Gods, and then hey, don't hate on my. He did that on purpose because he knows I like the Creeper. The Creeper's one of my boys. He's a DC character. He's essentially the Joker, but a good guy.
Yeah, I seen him. He was in that Batman episode. Yeah. And I was like, who is this guy?
I have the
Why
comic.
does he look like poor man's Craven the Hunter?
Oh, no!
Why is this nigga rocking a red boa? Like, who is this guy? And
y'all are hating on the Creeper.
He could have come up with a better name.
The Creeper?
The Creeper.
Anyways, we've already had this discussion. If you guys want to hear this discussion, you could check out That's Canon. It's our other podcast.
Ugliest costume.
We literally have this discussion in That's Canon where I get
red, green, and
get ripped apart by Dave and Toby for picking the Creeper.
Yo, shouts to Dave. Merc with the mouth. Hated on the Creeper.
Y'all are just hating. Creeper's a good character.
No,
anyways.
he's not. He's really not. Like, you could have liked the question or something.
Yeah, I've done one with a question. There you go.
Okay.
See,
that's true. He did.
Yeah,
Renee
man.
Montoya.
Yes, I love Renee Montoya. She's one of the best.
Wait, not the old question, the new one?
I did both.
Okay.
I want both of them to get shine. Because one of the reasons I'm excited about this version of Batwoman is because she dates Renee Montoya's question in the comic book. Yeah. So I'd be excited to see if they actually bring Renee in because that'd be dope.
Please don't suck, Batwoman, please.
I know.
Don't
Ruby
suck.
Rose, get some acting classes. I mean, get some acting
Do
classes. We're
better.
not even trying to be.
Better.
I'm not saying that I could act better than you. I'm just saying you are not the level of actor that I want for Batwoman. And I'm not saying that to insult you. I'm not saying that because I don't think you could do it. I'm saying because Batwoman deserves a solid actor to do the role.
By acting standards, every female in the DC CW universe should just follow Katie Lotz's suit. Just follow Katie Lotz. If you know Katie Lotz, you'll understand how she was killed off. People loved her so much that they brought her ass
White
back.
Canary.
And then made her a lead of a show that's only carrying.
She's
and she's a good actress.
She
Katie
practices what she preaches.
Yeah.
She's done teams like she's
Katie
such
Lotz.
a sick actress.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
They should have never.
She deserves actually bigger than TV, in my opinion. But
She does.
We are
She'll land She'll land something in like MCU or something, and she'll be gonzo real soon. Give it like 2 years, she'll gonna land something. They have a numerous blonde
Well,
characters.
I mean, CW also doesn't even care about Legends. They're not even bringing them into the crossover this year.
I think that's good because Legends is so much on its own thing. They probably figure that they can just carry themselves because they're on their goofy tip, and like Flash needs this.
Yeah. What about is Black Lightning's not gonna do the crossover either?
No, because there's. I mean, Black.
Oh, true. He's not even in the same universe. He films in
yet.
Atlanta and all that. Okay,
so.
guys, I think that's it, man. We got we done. That was a fun one. BEENwitched, as we've titled it already.
It has to be because come on, guys. Just think.
So you guys want to tell any of the people anything? Tobes, Skinny, you're not here next week, right? The 5th?
I'm going to be live casting from the Drake Migos show, so you'll be seeing me giving in my Phoenix Force just from the concert, and I'll just relay it back to you guys.
And then, anything you want to tell the people?
I'll be here next week.
You're here next week, but you're not here the week after.
I'm going to be in New York on September 11th, so pray for me.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That is intense.
That's actually I fly out. Yeah, I fly out on September 11th. I just realized that a couple of days ago.
That's September.
That's a little bit of a nervous day, buddy.
Yeah,
right.
A little bit.
But
Everybody's
yeah,
super tense.
follow me at @thatfitdude on Instagram.
There you go.
Follow me at SkinDeepMTL on Instagram and at ActionFiggy. That's Action FIGY Skinny on Instagram. There's also the interview True Stories with the Running with Wolves podcast.
Yep.
With my man and our man Wizzy Moonchase.
It's everywhere. It's on
everywhere.
It's on the Facebook.
Yep.
It's on the YouTube.
Yep.
And I'm gonna put it on the Twitch to follow our episode tomorrow.
Perfect.
So tomorrow you can watch a show. We're gonna start at 6. You're gonna watch this episode. If you guys are watching, I mean right now, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. It's gonna be broadcast because we rebroadcast on Thursdays. This episode that we do on Wednesday.
There we go.
And then we're
speaking of which, we spoke about Son of Bond. I wanted to say this earlier and I forgot. And then we brought up Gene Simmons, and I was like, okay, I gotta say this now. But there's an old movie called Never Too Young to Die.
Why does that sound familiar?
Starring John Stamos, like way back when he was like in his
I listened to the podcast. How did this get made?
Yes.
And they did an episode. Yo, okay,
so
okay.
If you want to see Gene Simmons play a terrible, evil, bisexual hermaphrodite, and John Stamos practically play the son of Bond.
Yes.
Go watch Never Too Young to Die. It's hilarious how bad this movie is.
Did you actually watch it?
And it stars James Bond. George Lazenby is in it.
Yes. The only non-UK to ever play James Bond, and did only one movie.
To play it in one movie, yeah.
And the only one to ever get married. He got married at the end of his movie. Yeah. Yeah, he did a lot, and people hate on him. I don't understand. Anyways,
you suck.
But yeah, that's the whole show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, check us out on all the platforms. We're available. The podcast is available on all platforms, so you can never.
We can't stress that enough.
Everywhere you can check us out. Check out the website franklinarmstrong.com. You can hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/franklinarmstrongdotcom, and it's also twitch.tv/franklinarmstrongdotcom, and then on Instagram and on Twitter @AStrongFranklin. And if you guys aren't sure what we are, I just updated the website. So if you go to the front page of franklinarmstrong.com, I updated the website so that we now have all our social media on the nice little icons. So on the front page of the website, the little icons: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and our RSS feed for the podcast if you want to just plug that in to your podcast app. So that's it. That's all. Check me out on Instagram @Brian Holiday, BrianHolidae. That's the whole show. Peace out. Don't drink and drive. Always wear your gym and cap. Safe sex is good sex. We out. Peace.
Uppercut.